and I'm immediately met by disappointment. That's okay, because we've got swordless.
So both runners are actually pretty well adapted to Zelda in general to be able to do swordless, so I don't think that's going to be much of an issue for either of them.
No, I don't either. They're both very competent runners. I know Saber really does enjoy doing swordless quite a bit. We'll see if there is a blackout to go with it, and perhaps shapes. And there is a shield in that white sword cave, which means we've got a boomstick.
That will be extremely friendly to the runners if there is blackout, which we actually do not have from seeing level 9 there. So
yeah, early level 9 fight, not necessarily a bad thing. And we do have a heart container pickup on Ampharos' side out of the Take Any Cave. So we'll see what the strategy is here for both of these guys. If they check for the Armos item early, or, you know, if they just delve into dungeons looking for items.
And a quick heart find from gift shop for Saber. So he is a little bit on his way towards being ensured that he'll be able to get the white sword item. Now, we don't know if that white sword item is going to be randomized or not. If it isn't, instead of the white sword, since we are in swordless, we will only see a pack of 4 bombs.
Yeah, always a little bit disappointing to dig your way deep into a dungeon looking for something good just to get a 4-pack of bombs, but it has happened before. And meanwhile, we do get power bracelet pickups.
And from the first one, it appears that the ending roads are not shoveled, so they'll be in their normal power bracelet locations.
Yeah, so the ending roads will help them get around the overworld, which will be nice. Less screen scrolling and things like that involved. But still looking for some levels here to actually make some progress in the seed. Perhaps some money. We don't have shuffled shops, which I believe means that the book will be available only in one shop, and that will be the rare one.
Absolutely. Luckily, they were able to find it already, and it was close to start. Both of them finding 100 secret already, so we know the location of 2 of the 3 large secrets. 2 of those will net the runner's book. Also, important to note, because this is a swordless seed, the wand, which is the other component for Boomstick, will not be in level 9, so they will be ensured to get it in one of the levels before then.
That is very true. Saber does make a bomb purchase, which I don't disagree with. It allows you to check some of these early caves quickly, and he does use the save and quit method in order to preserve the bombs so that he can check other caves without losing them. Oh, he found them. Okay. Well, he's down to 80 rupees, so it looked like he spent 20 on bombs. Maybe he just found a door repair.
Yeah, I believe he did see door repair. And we see that the white sword item is the shield, which takes the place of the magic book.
Yeah, early pickup on the magical shield is not necessarily a bad thing, in swordless especially when you have to deal with wizrobes. Or Lionels when walking through the overworld, for that matter. AA doesn't disappoint me. He does buy some bombs, and we do have a dungeon fight over on Saber's side.
And we have some second quest enemies.
Super Rope's going down in 1 HP or 0 HP. We don't know yet, but either way, extremely nice, as those could be shuffled up to a maximum of 8.
And I'm not absolutely certain. Of course, this may just be me guessing, but the initial layout of this level, if we have vanilla shapes on, this could be level 1.
Yeah, the rooms match up, and the heart container drop in that room as well. So I do believe we do have non-shapes, as you said. But randomized dungeon rooms, as dark rooms do not normally exist in level 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we're looking at vanilla levels, so at least 1 through 6 will be vanilla level 1. Saver burning the Aquamenus, which won't do much to it right now.
Yeah, how fun would it be if we got second quest 7 through 9?
And also, we did get a hint. Now, we don't know if it's absolutely certain or not, but we did get a hint that Dodongo dwells in the Dead Woods, as well as confirmation of 0 HP with the Blue Gurias there. But if that is the case, then Saber will find level 2 relatively fast, too.
That was a boomerang in its normal room.
And we do have level 3 on AA side.
Curious to see whether or not, again, odd that we had a boomerang. We have been fooled by that before, but if this is the bow here that Saber is coming up on, it should be a very quick indicator of what items they actually need to be looking for. And it is not. So the boomerang playing a little bit of a trickster.
That's an excellent find for Saber at this point, though, because now this gives him the ability to take on enemies without having to go out and reset the rooms constantly like this, especially if he finds career sets like he has right now.
Oh, absolutely. And it does seem that they are 0 HP enemies, so the candle is going to do work for him for sure. And we've either gotten, I would say, either mixed or helpful hints, as we have seen the shops, and they do not contain the normal vanilla text, which would be akin to having the deceptive hints. But we do find a raft in 3, so very interesting that we've seen 2 items in their normal dungeons thus far.
Absolutely. We also learned on Saber's side, speaking of mix, that we may have a mix or second quest overworld because the 100 secret in the Dead Woods did not burn.
It'd have to be mixed because they were able to bomb the cave north of Start, which does not appear in second quest.
Yep, so we do have a mixed overworld as well.
Now, always fun. There's nothing like having to double back to recorder spots at late game, but we'll see if they find an early recorder or not. Meanwhile, a ladder block here in level 3 for AA. Let's hope that it does not contain the Triforce or the room next to it either.
Now, we did see on Saber's side that the Triforce was in its normal room in level 1, so that might be a thing going forward. And he does find from the hint, I'm going to say level 2.
Which is God Wizarobes. That's quite a bit of fun to deal with. Just need to hope that every room is... Oh, and a wand! Oh, man!
So, yeah, Saber with the early weaponry in this seed.
Well, and I mean, the boomstick being available, he just needs a cool 63 rupees, and he's going to be able to fly through this seed. And that's the second heart in the room that it should normally drop in. So I think we've confirmed that Triforces and hearts are going to be in their normal rooms, it looks like.
Meanwhile, on AA side, he is really spending a lot of time in this level 3 dungeon too. I mean, it is going to take a little bit long just because he's limited on weaponry, but he does grab the Triforce as well.
Yeah, so was able to find that and not deal with a ladder blocked room. So both these guys making some quick progress, but until I think if we get that early boomstick on Saver's side, we might see him pull away just a little bit until Ampharos is able to pick that up as well. The main advantage there, once you get the boomstick, is that when you do get into those Wizard of Dungeons, you're able to clear them out without having to deal with using regular bombs. So your resource management kind of disappears because you just blow up everything. Saver going to forego the screen scroll and go the normal way, which we don't see very often.
No, the direction he came from, it kind of makes sense because you're making about as many screen transitions doing that as you would just getting up to do the screen scroll. So it doesn't really benefit him much to go do the screen scroll when he can just take the northwest-southwest path.
We do see the hard container is on the coast, so that is not going to be shuffled. Saver finds yet another pay door, unfortunately.
We also just saw that the coast heart, the ladder heart, was not shuffled.
Ooh, and a find on the coast raft spot here.
Looks like level 5.
So raft is in fact required. Yeah, and C-Man making a point here that, you know, it's hard sometimes that with just one item to make that call. We have seen 3 or 4 items in a row at the start of a seed when we're commentating be in their normal dungeons, just to find out that we're going to look for a ladder and we find the bloomer. But, you know, it could be in the back of his mind finding the raft in 3 that the recorder would be here in 5. Do see that Saver has indeed made the assumption that it is mixed quest overworld and is searching all spots available for said caves.
Old man giving us some information that we already know, but that kind of leads us more into the assumption that we do have helpful hints. He just told us that the heart container was ladder required, which we already knew that.
Yes, indeed. And we did see Saver find a hint cave at the transition screen, but opted not to get any of them. Obviously, I would think just because he's saving up the boomstick.
Yeah, right now, being only 11 away from boomstick, I would have to think, and no, he's just 1 away. I'd have to think that he is saving all of his resources for that, just to make the seed go much faster.
And speaking of, there is the last rupee that he needs, and he's going to save. It looks like he's going to go straight for the boomstick.
Good decision on his part to make this play. His exploration and his combat will be expedited so much.
Yeah, and then another important thing, and it's a minor thing, but Saver does not play with select swap. He purposely plays so that he can use pause strats. This will actually save him a little bit of time over the course of the seed, as he will be able to stick on the wand to be able to bomb and attack at the same time.
Absolutely, and this is just early on. It shows the how much a difference in routing can play in just how a seed will go for a person. Where, you know, Saver has a bunch of information and a big lead in combat right now.
Yeah, and Saver showing off the pause strats there as he forces a bomb off of the Octorok. Pretty cool job there by doing that. There's a lot of cool things you can do with the pause button that you lose whenever you have select swap. So it's a give and take relationship for sure. Saver not opting to cosplay BT in this case and just passes up the money-making game.
Yeah, at this point, Saber really doesn't have a lot of need for money unless he would opt for getting information he already had. But unless he opts, would require arrows or bait, doesn't really need any other purchases.
Yeah, there is still another large secret on the map, along with several medium secrets, so there will be money available to him. Ooh, AA. He's thinking about it. Ops away. Now, I wasn't paying... Oh, we have a dungeon found. Very good. But I think this is probably level 4.
It looks like it might be a good assumption, and we have more Wiz Robes in this dungeon.
And another one. Oh, the Saver's running. This is 3, is it not? I believe
Yes,
so. Yes.
Saver is now in 3.
Oh, quite the trap room. Gotta love this setup here. No matter what, no matter what you do, you get hit. It's so great. And Saber does pick up the raft as well, as we know that that's needed for level 5, so good find on his part. And even with 0 HP, I think this is where we're going to see Saber pull just a little bit ahead, as, again, AA has to go in and out of all of these rooms in order to clear them with the blue candle. Meanwhile, Saber just shoots bomb beams across the room and clears out everything.
Yeah, manhandlers aren't as threatening when you can take them out easily from a distance like that. Nice work by AA to get through that trap room unscathed.
Oh no, in level 4, doing what it does best, and that is ladder blocking you. This is one of the reasons why a lot of the time I feel like normal dungeons are actually sometimes a lot more difficult than shapes, because the normal dungeons have a lot of built-in choke points that make it really difficult to deal with randomized dungeon rooms, where you end up with a lot of ladder blocks sometimes, and until you find it, there's no way to progress sometimes.
Absolutely, and what that tells us is that we know that ladder won't be in level 4, so far we found 5 levels and still have not found some of our key items, such as the recorder, the bow, and the ladder. So they're really probably hoping to find level 8 sometime soon, given that that has 2 items.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Also gives us more of a sneaking suspicion that Red Ring and Silver Arrows will be in... Oh, no. Unless we have a deceptive hint on, we learned that Silver Arrows are in level 5.
And Goma creeps with the ladder. And it can't be deceptive hints because the shop is not normal dungeon text. So super big information there for Ampharos.
Absolutely. Definitely worth buying those hints, and he did use the save and retry method, so he didn't lose any of his rupees either on that. So he has a wealth of information now. As Saber is heading up the coast, he will go to the raft spot and find level 5 here.
Yeah, so this is one of those things where Saber has got a gigantic combat advantage for the moment, but now Eihei has got a gigantic level of information advantage that Saber doesn't, which really equalizes out what's gone on so far. And 7's got the red ring. Wow. And we find out that level 6 is under Power Bracelet spot, which is, I'm assuming, he is now going to beeline for the Power Bracelet locations. That is huge.
So we have Silver Arrows in 5, we have Red Ring in 7, we have Ladder in 6. That means we have Bow and Recorder in level... Or no, we might have one of those in level 4. But Bow and Recorder will be between level 4 and level 8.
And 7. No, 7's Red Ring. Never mind. Yes, you are correct. Do not listen to me. I'm just overwhelmed with the wealth of information that AA just got. That is a huge equalizer.
And the amazing thing is using the save and retry, he got all that information for free. Just cost him a few seconds to traverse there, and then up and back to start.
Yeah, that's amazing. We'll see what happens. You have to imagine that Saber is going to dig until he finds a ladder. So he's obviously looking for the item here in 5, which we know to be the silver arrows, and I think that will clue him in. I don't know that he'll bother searching for a red ring with it being 0 HP and boomstick, but getting the silver arrows out of here will be a big deal. And speaking of, he does locate the silvers. What's he? Now I'm a little bit confused. Maybe he's key hunting.
Possibly, because 5 normally does carry a large amount of keys in vanilla, so he may have just been looking for a little extra top 1, and looks like he's making a beeline for the triport now.
And AA does make a book purchase, which was not at start, so this wasn't in the rare shop then. I guess shops, my apologies, shops have to be shuffled for the book to be in the rare shop, so there is more than one book location.
Yeah, because the rare shop is going to be the blue ring shop.
So Saber up to 5 Triforces now does manage to get through level 5, where AA, I believe, was key blocked earlier and had taken his leave. So little bit of an early advantage here. We'll see how long it takes for level 2 to be found by Ampharos to find that wand to complete the book wand combo. It'll also be interesting because as it stands now, we know where 4 is, but getting to level 6 might require the recorder out of level 8 with the mixed overworld, so that would be interesting in my eyes to see. Never mind, because 6 is under a power bracelet spot. What am I talking about? It would have to be level 7. But with the mixed overworld, we do have 7 power bracelet locations to check for that level.
Absolutely, and we do have level 4 up in Death Mountain, so Saber might stumble across that, and then possibly may find level 6 in the power bracelet location just east of there. Once he makes his way back up there, that is.
Now here's an interesting question for you, and I think I know the answer, but this will help clarify things for everybody. Both of the grave push blocks count as a feat of strength. Does that somehow apply to the whistle grave spot as well? Can that somehow be both play a tune and a feat of strength?
No, that is actually solely under play melody. It's treated just like level 7 or second quest level 2.
Well, there you have it. That will answer that question for everybody. Yeah, it's looking more and more like level 6 is up on Death Mountain, or perhaps the grave push block. I don't know that they've checked that one yet, so hopefully they will make their way up there soon. Saber, obviously, actually it can't be the grave push block because it is the Any Roads, so it would have to be up on Death Mountain somewhere.
Yeah, there's, I believe, both Death Mountain push blocks weren't checked at this point.
And we do have a dungeon find at the level 4 location as well.
Interesting that raft is needed for 2 separate locations, and this looks to be level...
Has to be level
7.
Level 7, or yeah, I would say level 7. As the Gria says, do it rockapella. But yeah, again, this is the second double raft seed in, I don't know, 3 or 4 matches, which is pretty rare. I think AA is just going to opt out of doing anything until he either finds the ladder or the wand, which I can't say that I disagree with him. Trying to traverse through these dungeons with just a blue candle is extremely time-consuming, and I think he realizes that.
Saber now at maximum money. He finds the last large secret there. So if he comes across this hint again, he may take a look at him because he really won't be looking to spend money on anything else. And we do have Ampharos eventually getting into level 1 on his side. So he will be rewarded eventually with the red candle, which will help his offensive prowess a little bit.
Yeah, as well as if he runs into the room to hint for the location of level 2, which we know to contain the wand. So we'll be able to increase his offensive power by quite a bit.
Now what would be interesting is if level 6 is under, well, we know level 6 is under power bracelet spot, but if level 4 contains the recorder and level 8 is under a recorder spot, then we'll have all 3 of the key items required to get into dungeons, which I always enjoy seats like that.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's just crazy when you see double raft location, and you know, it's so rare for that to happen. And we saw it in, I'm trying to remember who was playing, but it ended up being that they couldn't find the raft, and they were not able to catch up. And I was calling the game, and I'll be honest, I just can't remember who it was. And he does run into the Dodongo dwells in the Deadwood hint, which will give him pretty quick access to level 2 as he's already in the Deadwoods.
And Saber is making excellent use of all of his weaponry, even using the boomerang to take out some of these 0 HP enemies, so definitely playing to his strengths, which is, you know, anything that can be a weapon will be a weapon.
I think you are correct. He is going to go purchase some hints as he knows where that hint cave is, which will give him, I believe, the level 6 hint. It won't tell him the location, but it will give him the information that the ladder is inside. So, or maybe he's going to find a dungeon, which is 4. Okay, right. He finds level 4 here. He passed up the hints. I was mixing my caves up. I apologize.
Yeah, he'll quickly learn that he is ladder blocked in this dungeon. And he may go 1 screen east, and we'll see if that is where level 6 is located.
Unfortunately, finding out that the boomstick does not light up a dark room in normal Zelda, but, you know, worth a try.
And AA, with his boomerang in tow, will go into the Diamond Staircase and learn that it is the right candle in level 1.
Yeah, and I mean, this would be his first indicator that they are not normal items. He might have been expecting Bo at this point, having found the boomerang and the raft in their respective dungeons. So, you know, now, well, never mind. I guess he would already know from the hints.
Yeah.
I'm out of practice, Crimson. I apologize.
It's all good. And Saber is indeed going over to check the spot. Does not know that hint. That is something that we learned on AA side. So it'll be interesting to see if he does make a play for it then.
You'd have to imagine that he's going to plan on clearing out the rest of Death Mountain here, as he's pretty much cleared, I believe, everywhere else. So he's kind of running out of options.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to head back over there. He up-A'd with about 5 screens to check on Death Mountain when he opted to go pick up the book. So, being Mixed Quest Overworld, he knows that there's 6 potential locations, 5 or 6 potential locations he still has to check. So, we'll definitely be looking for it. And AA is now on level 2, and he will be super excited to find that wand.
Yeah, we'll give him the boomstick and even this out quite a bit. Saber's still with a bit of a lead here, as he's got 2 additional Triforces and a little bit more overworld knowledge, but we will see how this plays out in the end.
Yeah, Saber has the few extra Triforces and a little bit of the overworld knowledge, but AA has a lot more of the knowledge in what items are in what dungeons at this point.
I don't imagine that Ampharos is going to actually take the time to dig level 7 for a red ring, unless it just, you happen to cross it, and then they'll both end up getting it. And speaking of levels, level 8 has been found as well.
So Death Mountain does have quite a few levels here tonight. We have level 4, 6, and 8 all up on Death Mountain.
Which unfortunately means the recorder is in fact not required, but again, found here by CrystalSaver, it is a good tool to get around the overworld quickly. Ampharos using the same method to make his way up towards the grave. At this point, he's got to pretty much know that level 6 is up on Death Mountain. I don't believe he checked the location next to 4, so he will have to check that as well. But Saver grabbing the Triforce here in 8, and he may just opt to make his way on out and find some... Nope, he's going to go back in. So, cast or curse, whatever you say it, they do the opposite.
Remember, he still does not have the bow or the knowledge of where the bow is, so he is probably looking through 8, hoping to find either that or the ladder.
That is
since
true.
He doesn't know the location of either.
That is true, and we do know that I guess the bow could be in level 4. So, one of 2 locations. It's an 8 or 4. Yeah, Purity, I do not remember seeing a hint for Magic Boomerang in 4, but it is possible that we missed something. But the Bloomer is still at large.
Yeah, other than the bow and, the bow, we don't know the location of. The other items we don't are the boomerang, as was mentioned. We also don't know the location of the any key or the 4-pack of bombs.
Yeah, that is true. And how cool would it be, for us as observers, I suppose, as Saber is going to go into a staircase and find the item, so it doesn't matter. I was going to say that the item in 8 was ladder blocked, but he does find it, and it turns out to be a pack of bombs, meaning the bow must be in level 4.
Yes, and that will actually fill out our item information for this seed. So 34 minutes in, us as commentators and viewers know where all the items are, even though our runners aren't quite as informed. But as we have AA entering level 6, and Saber is going to be joining him very, very soon.
So we do have the customary high five. It never seems to go a single seed or race without it happening, which is pretty fun.
But while they're exploring level 6 and looking for this ladder, I will go ahead and give you a quick recap if my memory serves me correctly. Level 1 had the boomerang and the red candle. Level 2 had the wand. Level 3 had the wrap. Level 4 has the bow. Level 5 had the silver arrows. Level 6 we know has the ladder. Level 7 has the red ring. Level 8 has the 4-pack of bombs and the recorder. That means level 9 is going to have the magic boomerang and the any key. We saw that the power bracelet was the power bracelet item. The ladder heart was at its normal location. And the magic shield, which replaces the book, was the white sword item.
Very good.
Both runners having compass, so they know where the Triforce is, but definitely on Ampharos' side, because he knows what the item is, he will not be leaving here without the ladder, and Saver will probably look for the item as well.
You would have to think so, because at this point, there is a 66% chance of getting either the bow or the ladder, as it is those two items are not ever going to be in level 9, and he has not found them. So you have to imagine that he's going to spend the time looking for an item here just for that very reason. As you obviously want to have the bow, there is still a 50% chance that Ganon is required, even though it is swordless. So, you know, that is a good item to find as well. And obviously needs the ladder, because we can't complete level 4 without it. And this boomstick making this so easy. You'd have to kill these with, I mean, I guess if they had the wand, they could still clear this out, but it's just making it so simple. But no, I don't believe either of them are going to dig level 7 for a ring, and I don't think that level 7 has been discovered by Saber. So once he finds that ladder, my assumption is he's probably going to make his way over to level 4, which means he'll find the bow, and then will therefore go looking for any item in level 7.
Saber learning that Goma is indeed impervious to smoke, and we do have the ladder get on the side of AmazingAmpharos.
Yeah, Saber won't be too far behind here as he is entering the room as well. We have another high five as they walk through the same door at the same time. I love that. Unfortunately, boomsticks do not work on bouncy cats, but you know, the wand itself will do the damage. So Saber's still here with a little bit of a lead. Ampharos has got to make his way back to level 5 to complete it, and also still needs to locate level 8, which we know is right up north, which he should run into. Never mind, he already knows where level 8 is, so he will be able to go complete that very quickly. Made the wise choice of looking for the ladder before actually taking time to go through level 8.
Yeah, with the ladder blocks that you can encounter in level 8, that was a really good choice on his part.
Yeah, as Zarnak said, I don't know that Saber would take any time to check the item in level 7. You know, he's pretty adverse to that level overall. He's pretty vocal about how much he hates that dungeon, so I don't think he will take the time to look for it there, even if that were before level 4.
Absolutely, and we just learned that we recorded to old locations, so a little bit of a trek back up to 4, but actually that was probably about the closest that Saber could get in this case, so not bad at all. But he is still looking for level 7, so he is recording and just finds a potion shop, which he will not use.
Yeah, I wonder how long it'll take for him to check that rasp spot. But if he does use the recorder trick, then he can just whistle right to it. In this case, seeing as that we recorder to original dungeons is quite the cool little trick where you can avoid needing a raft for that particular location.
And Saber taking a little time to debate whether he wanted to give up his 255 rupees with that old man.
Yeah, not much else he's going to need at this point, though.
No, especially since we have pretty much found everything. The only thing we haven't seen yet is I don't think we've seen the meat block yet, so there's a possibility it may have been shuffled to 9.
It was actually the bottom left room in level 7.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we don't need that. And Saber does have the bow, which is even better news for him because now he knows for a fact he doesn't have to do anything in 7 other than grab the Triforce and get out. And we do have AA in level 4 as well, so he will be getting his bow not too far after.
Yeah, Saber making very quick work at this dungeon. Just has to find level 7 now. There's not a whole lot of places left for him to check either, so it shouldn't take him too long to find it.
No, AA does have a few more Triforces to get, but he does have the knowledge of where all of the dungeon locations are. So this is actually going to be really close. They'll enter 9 a few minutes apart, but we all know how 9 can be, so definitely going to be interesting coming down to the wire here.
Yeah, anything can happen, and we've seen it. We've had a couple of people run into level 9 20 minutes before somebody else and take an hour to complete it, and ended up taking a loss. So I think actually that was one of those ones with Ampharos against Random Effect, where Ampharos got into level 9 quite a bit after Random, but still managed to complete the dungeon, finding the right staircase in the midst of Blackout.
Absolutely, and Saber does find level 7, so he will be in here and out of here pretty fast, while AA does grab his bow, and he will grab the Triforce and get out of level 4. So he'll be on his way to level 5 and level 7 to finish those up.
Yeah, and does know that he needs to check level 5. I mean, super useful information that was ran into. As 5 and 7 are the only 2 dungeons left, right? So at this point, if you're playing normally, you're probably like, okay, well, I found most of everything I need. I'm probably not going to dig for an item in either of these 2 dungeons at this point, because it's probably Silvers and Red Ring and 9. It just so happens they're both in 5 and 7 this time. So super good job on his part by buying the hints to get that information. And we do have a meat purchase and a compass find by CrystalSaver, giving him the location of the Triforce, meaning that it will extremely speed up his quest through level 7 to get over to that Triforce.
Yeah, he'll just be able to make a beeline over towards the chin. And can't imagine him really worrying about even checking the item staircase at this point.
Is it stair blocked to get over there? That would be interesting. It does look like he is looking for a staircase at this point. Maybe he's digging 7 for the possibility of the any key? I don't know.
At 6 keys, I don't even think he would be too concerned about that. Does run into a stair and debates using it, so, and he is not stair blocked, so not sure what he's actually, if he was looking for the item or not.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe he was afraid that there was something left. Maybe he mismarked his tracker or something. I don't know, but interesting that he had taken the time to clear out some rooms in 7. And actually, here is the item in 7, so he will find the red ring right on the way to the Triforce. Quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely not excited to see that. The only thing he really would have hated to see them blocked by a staircase, and then when he realized it didn't take him towards there, just decided to obey at that point.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how difficult level 9 is, Ampharos still does have a chance. I wouldn't chalk this up for Saber right away. I mean, we do have the Silver Arrow get. Level 4, he can just whistle directly to it. Or level 7 can whistle directly to it, as he already has the Triforce out of 4. So as long as he makes his way towards the neck region, the jaw portion of 7, he's going to run into the item and the Triforce really quick. And so we could, just have a matter of a couple of minutes between level 9 entries.
And luckily for both runners, they're going to be completing level 7 last, and it's right by level 9. That's also very, very nice.
And it is also important to note that even though this was swordless, the sword is allowed to be used anywhere in level 9 or once you pick it up. So Boomstick is obviously still going to be a better weapon, but if Ganon does happen to end up, being required in this case, the sword will be able to be used for that.
Yeah, the sword in level 9 is actually really nice to come across if you are in a non-boomstick seed, because then it becomes a much better weapon for Wizrobes than bombs. But yeah, boomstick will be the weapon of choice here. Saber is going through and clearing out bomb walls just to make sure that he tries everything and opens everything up.
AA using his meat just to run into a tea room. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, and the thing for AA is he's one of the very few Zelda runners that does not do any screen scrolling or ladder clipping. So it is actually, he is going to have to take a different way around, but definitely a good runner despite not using those tricks that a lot of others will use.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the one bomb wall he chose to not check is the one that he needs to take, and that is the one that was inside the Dig Dogger room. So he is going to do quite a bit of exploration. I imagine, though, once he runs into this compass, that he's going to make a quick turnaround, though. Yes, and he does. Yep. So we're going to see just a couple of minutes difference on the entry to level 9 here. So this is still anyone's game.
Now, once entering level 9, the path is extremely linear to start out. It forces you to go left. But from there, we'll see if AA decides to take a different path than going straight up like Saber did. Now, normally you will see runners take an approach where they go straight in a line straight up, because under normal circumstances, Zelda's room is only accessible from the bottom. And if her and Ganon's room are not shuffled, that will be the only way to get in. And we have not seen Ganon or Zelda's room yet.
Yes, that is correct. And Saber does check every single room along the way. Which, again, if you've got a single room like that, that's not a bad choice, as Zelda could be hiding there. We've seen it happen before. Is opting out of staircases right now and choosing to instead check the walls. So I think Ampharos is one of those that likes to take staircases, so that could actually be the difference maker. But Saber definitely checking every single wall possible before going somewhere else, which is not a bad strategy at all, especially when you have a boomstick. And also clearing out every room for the possibility of finding that compass.
Yeah, compass is always a great find. It tells you exactly where to go, and a lot of times when you take the compass and go in that direction, you might stumble across Ganon, so that's always a benefit as well. We'll
see what AA opts to do. I'm pretty sure from my discussions with him, he's one of those that likes to take staircases. And we have seen it before where you pop out of a stair and there's Zelda.
Yeah, both runners came in with a moderate amount of keys. I believe 5 to 7 keys for each, but level 9 seems to be pretty friendly with key drops as well. So I don't think keys should be much of an issue, and of course with boomstick, bombs will not be an issue at all either. So it is literally, and we do have a Ganon find on Saber's side. So Saber first to find Ganon, but while fighting Ganon, which is not 0 HP, AA could stumble across a room where Link is and learn that Ganon is not required.
Yeah, it is important to note that Saber should have the information now, unless it's that really random chance that Zelda should be, in fact, in her room, so need to enter from the south. We have seen it before, though, where Ganon's in his room and Zelda chooses to not be anywhere where it's hard to get out of and just kind of lazy, but we'll see what happens as Saber does manage to take down the pig.
Nice unlock at the end there. But yeah, for Saber, at this point, you are looking at any entrance from the south, just because not only was Ganon in his room, but you also had Triforces and Heart Containers in their original drop rooms as well, which is another moderate indicator that you may be looking at Ganon and Zelda in their original rooms.
And he's going to take the time to clear this out because this is a drop room in level 9, and it could contain the compass. The compass is normally in a dark room like that, so not a bad choice on his part to look for it. And there is Link. I don't think Ganon was even required.
It was a shutter door that popped open when he entered.
I missed it.
Yep. But we do have an official SRL time for CrystalSaver at 51:02. Crystal will be entering the final 4 to take on Dragon Dart.
Man, what a time. 51 minutes. That is a fast seed. Especially for swordless. I mean, I know there was Boomstick, but still, a swordless seed in 51 minutes is nothing to scoff at. And,
absolutely not. And we do have Ganon on AA side as well.
Yeah, he's right behind it. And if he goes north, he's going to run into Zelda. So again, the 3 minutes difference is kind of what played out here. As it looks like Ampharos is going to have a faster level 9. The red ring paying dividends for both of these guys, as Ganon was not having any stun locks today. And that is a pig down, and he is going to head north to find Link, and he is going to finish just behind CrystalSaver. Official time of 52:46. Wow, that was close. Just a minute and 44 seconds difference with a 3-minute plus entry difference. Yeah, fantastic job by both runners here. And congratulations to CrystalSaver for making it to the Final 4. And they were discussing it at IRC. I think the big difference here, and they both stated it, was the fact that CrystalSaver did find the wand and red candle super early, which in the end really kind of made the difference here.
Hello.
Congratulations, Saber.
Thank you very much. Although I shouldn't be thanking because I wanted to be set free this round.
Unfortunately, you get to go to the next round where we have the wonderful addition of Holy Grail, Open Nines, and important item drops. So congratulations.
So basically, anything goes in the next couple of rounds.
Yes, sir. And you get to play best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, the best 2 out of 3. At least that's nice. I almost want to say I got lucky this seed, but that ladder took a while to find. And I knew I needed it.
Yeah, so here's the interesting thing. You had the early red candle and the early boomstick, whereas Ampharos went and bought the hints in both caves and didn't lose any money for it. He saved and quit on both. And the very first one you ran into with the expensive hints both said that the ladder was in level 6 and the silver arrows were in level 5. And then the next set of hints said that a feat of strength would lead to the ladder and that the red ring was in 7. So Ampharos had all of that information while you did not, which kind of created, kind of brought the times back closer together overall.
It had no hints, but I turned out gathering all the information myself anyways, besides, like, by process of elimination, I figured out what's in 9. Oh, damn. Those keys.
Correct.
Like, the keys were, like, the main factor for me, because I was really, really nervous I was going to run out of keys. That's why, like, in, like, level 5 and, like, level 8 or something, I went back to try to find at least a couple more keys before heading out.
Yeah, never a bad choice, as going into level 9 with 3 or 4 keys, as we have seen before, can cost you a race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do have an Ampharos in here as well. Sorry to see you get knocked out, my friend, but still an amazing run. You were right behind the entire time. I think as you guys were discussing, the main difference there was the weaponry at the early game.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about this, because 0 HP, swordless, one of the artifacts of that particular flag set is if you happen to bump into a weapon early, you just have a huge advantage. I bumped into a raft early. That's what happens.
Was needed for both, level 7 and level 5, but yeah, it's unfortunate that you did not get a weapon upgrade. I don't know, it's like till 25 minutes into the game. It was really late.
Ouch.
Well, I got my second Triforce, which was the Triforce out of level 1 at 28 minutes. Because, yeah, I found 3, cleared it out. It wasn't too bad with Blue Candle, but every dungeon with Blue Candle is just a slog. I found 5 and got key blocked really fast. I found 4 and got ladder blocked really fast. I found 7. As soon as I figured out it was 7, I left. Because when I bought all those hints, they told me where things I would need eventually were, but they also told me that the wand had to be in 1, 2, or 4. So I was like, I need to find 1 and 2.
Yeah, you gained a lot of information about the seed from the hints that you had bought. Saber never did buy those, and so was working off of, blackout information. Eventually, through the process of elimination, did figure out where everything was, but there was a much wider gap, for sure, in the mid-game until you had found some weaponry. And having that knowledge, though, while Saber did run into the silver arrows very quickly in level 5, as he was still looking for a ladder, you knew exactly where to go for everything, and that kind of slowly brought the gap back. I think you had like a 3-minute, 20-second difference in level 9 entries, and you only lost by 1:44. So definitely made up quite a bit of ground throughout the course of the seed.
Yeah, my hope was that Saver didn't buy the hints and didn't find the silvers, because the bow and the red ring were right on your path. You would have to work to miss them.
Mm-hmm.
But the silvers were after the Triforce in 5. So I was like, if Saver did Saver metrics, presumably did 5 before 7, so he'd find the red ring and be like, well, silvers are probably in 9, then maybe that's going to be my only avenue to win with how long I was weaponless in the early game.
I was going to skip it until I was low on keys, and I know level 5 is very fruitful with keys. And then, like, that third Triforce, there it is. I was like, oh, okay.
That's the crazy thing to me, because I recognized in level 3, right at the start, that the rooms were randomized between dungeons, which means which dungeons have keys are no longer static, and 9 tends to be a hotbed of keys. So I was like, I don't care that much about keys. I'll clear easy rooms on my way to pick up a couple, but I assume 9 will take care of itself. That 9 was a 2 out of 3 of magic key.
It did have the magic key somewhere.
Yeah, it had the magic key and the bloomer.
Yeah, because I knew I had to be missing the bomb. That would have been a wonderful find. The magic key and the blue boomerang between the second item and 8, which I totally gambled on skipping and was correct, and the 2 items in 9.
Yeah, I went back for the bombs. You can't leave them there, Well, actually, I was looking for keys again at that point, so at the same time I said, might as well look for the item. And I went when I found it, because I was at max bombs already.
Yeah, again, congratulations to both of you. I think they're prepping to get another race going in here pretty quick, but thank you guys so much for racing. Ampharos, a fantastic run from you all the way to the top 8. Again, look forward to seeing you in the next Zelda tournament. I'm sure you'll be there. And Saver once again making it to the top 4. We'll see if he can repeat tournament here and do what no one has ever done and win 2 Zelda Randomizer tournaments in a row.
No one's ever done it because there's only 2 so far.
You had to ruin it, man. Come on.
Well, right now I'm betting on Krim. I want Krim to win this tournament. Maybe Fred, but go Krim.
My dark horse was Dracados, and he let me down, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got really sad about when that Cinderella story went down. I kind of want him to win the whole thing, but it is what it is. All right, thanks for the race, AmazingAmpharos, and thanks Fiesel for the restream, and thank you guys for the commentary.
Yeah, thank you both for coming in for an interview. Coming up